Vitamin C is said to help with slowing down the signs of aging, improving the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It can help fade dark spots, can help with acne, and prevent sun damage. L-ascorbic acid / ascorbic acid. It goes by the same name. These words are used interchangeably, so you might see it written both ways, but it's the same ingredients. So ascorbic acid is the chemical name for vitamin C. So when looking for vitamin C in an ingredient list, you want to look for L-ascorbic acid or ascorbic acid. Don't look for vitamin C, it won't be on there. And the same goes for us home crafters. If you want the most natural form of vitamin C, look for ascorbic acid or L-ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid hates oxygen and it hates light, and last that I checked, oxygen and light is everywhere. So this makes ascorbic acid an extremely hard ingredient to formulate with. So this is why you'll notice that vitamin C serums or moisturizers on the market that actually uses L-ascorbic acid are pretty expensive. And it's because these ascorbic acid, vitamin C, formulas are hard to formulate, and a lot of trial and error goes into creating these formulas. And oftentimes you also need to add in a lot of other ingredients to that product to keep the vitamin C or ascorbic acid stable. For example, other antioxidants like vitamin E and ferulic acid can help with keeping ascorbic acid more stable, along with the addition of chelating agents, a dark bottle so light can't enter, and also you want to use an airless bottle or airless pump. And you'll know that your ascorbic acid has been destabilized when the product starts to look like yellow, orange, brownish, any color like that. Now you know your ascorbic acid is starting to oxidize and it's not going to be as effective anymore or not effective at all. I purchased my L-ascorbic acid from lotioncrafter.com. Theirs is ultra fine. You don't need to grind it down. If you're buying an ascorbic acid that is more coarse, probably have to grind it down with like a mortar and pestle or a coffee grinder that's only used for cosmetics, and wear a respirator. L-ascorbic acid easily dissolves in water, but it's sparingly soluble in absolute ethanol, and it's insoluble in fats and lipids. So the typical usage rate for L-ascorbic acid is 1 to 4%, but it seems like you can use it up to 15% because Lotion Crafter literally has formulas that use it at 14%. And then you see products sold on the market using it at 10%, 15%. Even though it's typically used at 1 to 4%, it seems that up to 15% is totally safe. When you dissolve the ascorbic acid in water, it actually lowers the pH down to like 2.2 to 2.5. And this is way too low for the skin. This is why you can't just dissolve the ascorbic acid in water and then apply it to your skin like daily, because you have to adjust the pH before you apply it on your skin or else it'll burn. That's like a common thing a lot of home crafters will try to do to get around the instability of ascorbic acid. You do need to raise that pH so it doesn't burn your skin. L-ascorbic acid is more stable when it's in anhydrous or silicone bases as opposed to aqueous bases. Ferulic acid and vitamin E are said to help boost the stability of ascorbic acid, which I already mentioned, but I wanted to mention again. Since I'm not a chemist and since ascorbic acid is so hard to formulate with, I wanted to try some example formulas provided by lotioncrafter.com, and supposedly they are stable formulas for vitamin C. So the first and easiest formula by lotioncrafter.com, it only involves 3 ingredients. We're using 10% ascorbic acid. Also, we're using an ingredient called tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. Basically, vitamin C that's been changed chemically to be more stable. So it's light stable, it's oxygen stable. There's just not as much research to back up its claims as L-ascorbic acid. Lotion Crafter also mentions our double C serum contains water-soluble ultra-fine L-ascorbic acid powder with oil-soluble tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate and an anhydrous, water-free silicone base for high potency and stability. Based on a study by Dr. Fitzpatrick and Roaston, I don't know if I said your name right, I'm so sorry. Published in Dermatological Surgery, March 2002. Using 10% ascorbic acid and 7% tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, a lipid-soluble analog, these are combined in an anhydrous polysilicone gel base, which acts as a dermal patch, releasing the water-soluble acid slowly and the lipid-soluble analog rapidly. I'm sorry if that was confusing, but basically what you need to know is that this formula has been studied and proven and shown to be a stable vitamin C formula. So let's get formulating. I'm gonna make a 50-gram batch of the serum, and you wanna start with using a sanitized mixing bowl. If you guys don't know how to sanitize your equipment, I have a video that goes into all the detail on how to sanitize your equipment when formulating. It's super important to make sure you have a clean, sanitized environment, or else your products will grow mold, yeast, and bacteria. Luckily, since this product specifically doesn't contain water, it doesn't need a preservative, and it is way less likely to grow mold and bacteria, but still I want you to use clean equipment when formulating. So the first ingredient we're gonna be adding in is Lotion Crafter EL40. So Lotion Crafter EL40 is a combination of dimethicone and dimethicone cross polymer. So this is a silicone base gel essentially, and I added in 41.5 grams of it since I'm only making a 50-gram batch, and you can double that amount and that'll make a 100-gram batch. This stuff I've formulated with before, and I made a makeup primer, and I believe the video is over on Patreon for free if you guys want to go watch it. Next ingredient I'm adding in is 5 grams of ascorbic acid, and you don't have to do this, but I did it just in case. I sifted the ascorbic acid. We talked about this earlier. Their ascorbic acid is ultra fine, so you shouldn't have to sift it. I just did it just in case because I didn't want it to mess up. I only had enough ascorbic acid to make these recipes. I didn't have any left over, so if I messed up, I was screwed. So I didn't want to mess it up. So I sifted it, but it will work out if you don't sift it. Anyway, so I sifted it, I mixed it in really well, and you have this nice white creamy kind of paste looking stuff. And then you want to add in the tetrahexyl decyl ascorbates. And the formula calls for 7%, so I went ahead and added in 3.5 grams. If you want to make a 100-gram batch, add in 7 grams. And then I just mixed that all together until it was well combined. And here is what she looks like in the end. And you want to make sure you package this in an airless pump. I stupidly, for some reason, completely forgot about the bottle needing to be dark. Don't worry, I later ended up wrapping these bottles with electrical tape. All I did was just take some electrical tape and then wrap around the part that was see-through. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought these off Amazon. I will have them linked down below if you want to buy them. I'll have all the packaging and equipment I use linked down below, as much as I can link. I ended up needing to actually use a syringe. I use these syringes when I fill lip glosses, or you've probably seen people on like TikTok or Reels using these to fill up their lip gloss tubes. This was great for filling these because the vitamin C serum was super thick, and then the opening was so tiny, so I had to use a syringe to fill it. If you don't have the syringe, maybe if you put it in a plastic baggie and cut off the tip, that would also work. Here is how they look in the end, and the best way I can describe them is they feel like a silicone-based serum. The only difference is that I do notice a little bit of the ascorbic acid powder. Like as I'm massaging it into my skin, I do notice the powder there. But throughout the day, like not even throughout the day, literally just seconds later, it's gone. I massage it in and it's not abrasive, because I've had that happen before. I've made lotions and like my powders didn't dissolve and it felt like there were like chunks in it, like shards. This doesn't feel like that. It feels really soft, so it won't like hurt your skin at all. I do notice that I only use this when I put on makeup. If I'm not wearing makeup that day, I really don't want to put this product on because I notice it just feels too heavy for my preference. But I won't say it's heavy. It's just like, I know there's something on my skin and I'm like, I don't want anything on my skin today. That's why I didn't wear makeup. Do notice that I'm not reaching for this product. I don't want that to discourage you from trying it. I actually have it on today. When I wear makeup, I do put it on as my primer. Maybe we should just market it as a vitamin C primer. Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon, where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there is a ton of videos you can go over and binge watch for only $5 a month. Also, if you don't have access to Patreon in your country, you can sign up as a YouTube member instead. If you sign up for the $10 tier on my Patreon, you get a shout out for your small business. I'll have all these brands linked below. HB Royal Retreat store on Etsy, naturesfarmgirl.com, Let's Blend LLC, at Stardust Bath and Body, hempygirl.com, shoplevis.com, Owl and Lily over on Etsy, Skin Lounge Co. over on Etsy, blackpetalbeauty.com, embracebeautyessentials.com, legendarybathandbody.com, astariapothecary.com, Reviga Cosmetics here on YouTube, exorebb.com, pardonaturals.com, naturalstateskin.com, thenatureinuS.ca,
nearcatalier.com. Use the code on the screen for 20% off. earthandambernaturals.com, sharkcitynaturals.com, daytorelaxproducts.com, crownedgloryllc.com, lhscentedsoapsandmore.com, JanaeRose.com, Health Nut Beauty on Etsy, VelvetTemptations.com, JourneyRoseBeauty.com, CHRBrands.com, Homestead Life Goods on Etsy, CanellaBathandBody.com, MadhouseMamaSoaps.com, Expo.com, Mystical Morning on Etsy, 7th House and Oak on Etsy, and mycrownandglory.com. Thank you so much for you guys' support. Without you guys over on Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So thank you so much.